It's locked. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Fuck you all! Fuck it all! Stop it now, Albert, stop it!
Littering the
Sunday.
Are you all right? If you've been hurt, I can help you.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
What happened? Did you really steal that man?
Hey! I didn't do anything, it ain't me.
All right. Perhaps the...
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right...
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me. Do you...
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
Good...
I'll not die in some stinking alley reeking worse than a weak old lammy.
Shooting a boy in the middle of a street.
What? You saw what happened?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like... What? Shooting a boy in the middle of a street. Not the best thing to...
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you...
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job.
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles. Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the...
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they?
The doctors called me a liar. A coward. Put me...
What about those we left behind?
It's not that simple. I wouldn't...
Good evening, Benjamin.
I'm afraid
A gun up.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is...
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives a...
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from
I don't like to talk about competition.
competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care.
I'd like to see...
What do you want?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye. Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going...
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be from Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Excuse me, sir.
Another journalist? I didn't know.
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a...
Really? But still, here I am.
I'm Joe Peterson's son, but Colossus Jotham.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this...
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you?
This part of town does have quite a reputation.
Totally. Look at me, for instance.
Have you heard of...
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice...
Goodbye.
Welcome, sir.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you if...
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett.
How is business?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every...
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me...
As a merchant, you see WhiteChapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary?
What do you mean, besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual...
Violence is increasing in...
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out...
Where did this happen?
In the closed workshops nearby. I work there as an apprentice.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell.
Have you heard of a nurse?
Nurse Crane? Is that a bitch really...
Yes, she's a nurse.
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name.
That doesn't explain why...
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and
Right then. Hello, young man.
Sorry, no, sir. My father doesn't...
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to...
So my father actually worries about me then? Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So, may I ask you a few...
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every...
Speaking of which, what can you...
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the
This place is awful.
That's exactly what my father says.
If life here is so terrible...
I don't go outside.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed.
Do you know Nurse Doc...
Yes, I know her.
Good. So?
I'm not...
Goodbye, young...
Is there only pain and suffering in this world? I'm not bothered.
Goodbye.
Is there only pain and suffering?
It's locked, all right.
You again?
How did you become the local bully
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards.
A job? So you're...
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang.
You survive at any cost.
I don't care what you think, sir.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here?
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it...
It's true, I hate this job. And I know
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in one...
I've always put my son's interests above everything.
You really love your son, don't you?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he had...
Do you have any...
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife.
Since the criminal nature of your job...
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred.
Goodbye.
Don't be shy, handsome.
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I...
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Christina, have you been examined?
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
You can put your own life in danger. That's your decision.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew...
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have...
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right...
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the...
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea...
You seem to respect her. Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't...
I have no interest in your work.
Short story. The war...
I always thought I was the master of my...
You know, this money is not only for me.
Goodbye, miss. Good evening.
Shane...
Goodbye.
Excuse me, sir.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about...
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized.
It's a disgrace.
These are bad times indeed.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't...
Of course I do. Her story is...
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And that...
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these...
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied...
That science is unable to explain the fact...
I confess, I share your point of view, Doctor.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes...
That's quite honorable of you.
But not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an
So you risk your life to reveal the truth.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many
I heard you're investigating an underground
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strange...
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scab...
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist.
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me...
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mail...
He has no relatives at all?
No.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around.
Goodbye.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. I cannot enter.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger. I know you understand what I'm saying. Very well. Hello again. Very well. Hello again. Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. A stubborn and mute comp. Very well. Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more...
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and...
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you?
Well, I suppose I can
As a doctor, you must be aware of it.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing.
Really?
We must fight the disease before the...
What is left, then?
Cleansing fire.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan?
God will recognize his own.
Purification by fire has proved useful.
Your lack of faith is predictable.
You're mad and dangerous.
My son, if you think so...
Joseph...
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary...
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you?
All scientists are entangled in a world...
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you?
I am. What do you mean when you say...
All science...
Quite a judgmental...
But you are seeking answers.
Well,
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself.
I have... Good evening.
It's far...
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to...
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but...
Why do you hate nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance.
So you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But
nuns should be the only women.
Have you any friends?
No. But I have a disciple.
You sent him on...
As a true believer. Samuel.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge...
I have... Good evening, sir.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding...
Really? Are you an artist?
I'm a poet, sir.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk.
If you say so. But as a physician...
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know...
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I?
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of...
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city.
If some misfortune...
Well, you, for a start, my dear Doctor.
I understand your need for solitude.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor.
What are your thoughts?
Terrible, you say? No.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu?
Yes. The enjoy...
Most people fail to understand my...
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek...
The place is not beautiful per se, but...
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren...
If you say so.
Such vibe...
Vivid, of course, yes.
Oh yes, the poignant distress.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Why...
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it. She can't speak.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth.
One day, perhaps. I'll ask her to come with.
And have you ever tried to learn more about her?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma.
Did you know the Mute Florist is a member of a secret society? I fear you are a hopeless...
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
Are you not curious? Is there not more...
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not?
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him.
Not interested in your talent? I'm looking for Dorothy...
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love...
I'll leave you alone.
Darius is a bit...
And grieving...
I'll...
You are blinded by your false faith, imprisoned by your...
I prefer not to give you another beat, Barrett.
Mr. Petrescu, just...
You again. Go up.
Sir, wait. Stop this.
All right.
Don't you see we're on the same side?
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in...
I have to admit your words have come. if you want...
We've not been formally introduced.
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane?
Like myself.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West...
Tell me everything you know about Camellia.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost...
Are you not worried for her safety? Are you in love with Camellia, Mr.
Don't be stupid.
Who is she, really? Do you know?
She's not from around here, that's all, but...
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constant...
Tell me everything.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor.
Tell me everything.
I do not believe in the afterlife.
I know you fought for your country when it was...
I know my days are numbered, and I know I...
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Ottomans.
It is not the country I fought for.
Do you have any family left?
Who knows? I...
This war won't...
No. I have taught strength.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you...
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like...
How did you meet Nurse?
I'm her oldest friend in England.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you?
Really? Then perhaps you have more...
Goodbye, Miss... What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz Van Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Aspirin and salicin, you say? Why not some warm milk and a kiss on the cheek? Where are the quinine salts?
Tried buying, borrowing, even stealing. There's none to be found, Doctor.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor. None at all.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy. Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor!
Cardiac massage, now.
Cardiac... What? Are you making this up as you go along? We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could? Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest...
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend...
So, the end justifies...
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled...
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
No. Your place is here. Jailing you would be an even greater crime. So, here is my proposition. I'll look the other way on your little enterprise. In exchange, you will resign from the Pembroke Hospital and provide me with medical supplies when the need arises.
Dr. Reed! That sounds like a business proposition. My accomplice, then?
No, just a privileged client. My research may require the occasional rare piece of equipment or ingredient. I'll pay good coin in exchange, fair and honest, to help finance your noble endeavors.
We have ourselves a deal, Doctor. Good customers are always welcome.
Yes, Nurse Crane. We have a deal. It's locked. It's locked, all right. It's locked.
This one stinks already.
Steady, boys! We've got one of them here!
This one stinks already.
It's one of them!
The flu killed this one.
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Doc. Yes?
Goodbye.
It's locked, all right. Good evening, Harry.
Sure. Is there only pain and suffering in it?
So,
I'm not...
do you need...
Yes.
I'm not... Goodbye.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
So,
I'm not bot...
Good.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Good evening.
Shane.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the...
I believe Clayton's courage.
Are you talking...
I've seen your type come here to get a good fucking...
Why this skeptic?
How can you speak about starvation?
Clayton Darby...
I believe...
Do you need any...
It depends on the price.
I am shocked that you...
Forgive my suspicion.
Good...
Good evening.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Good.
Do you need...
That would be nice of you, Doc.
If you persist in...
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, Mr. Duck. Good evening, Mr.
And good evening to you too.
Do you need...
It may be what...
I understand your appetite for...
The nutrition of my mind.
I'll...
imprisoned by your...
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. We pay for peace of mind.
You never... Right then.
I should never have taken up my father's business. Take a look. Don't be afraid. Fancy Bob.
You never... Right then.
Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
You never... Right then.
This could be the box Lewis thought he lost. Huh. There's a letter inside.
A love letter from Joe Peterson's wife, addressed to Barrett Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
Fancy buying something?
You never lose your... I found this box in an abandoned...
Let's have a look.
I suppose...
Luck is a commodity round here.
About this package. It's...
I want to be rude or anything after your kind gesture, but it's none...
Joe Peterson.
I've known Joe for years. I saw him...
And no...
Nobody would be fool enough to stand...
What can you...
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer.
Taking out your anger on others isn't...
We've all had some...
What do you...
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time...
What troubles him, exactly? Barrett.
Yeah, I did. She's the only...
Did you ever...
Never. But I suspect it...
Do you mean...
No one will ever know for sure.
Right then.
You again?
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson. Good evening, Harry.
Sure. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So?
I'm not bothered.
Do you remember?
Not really. I was too young.
What?
Because it hurts to remember a time when my father...
How was he toward...
He was nice, I guess.
Your father...
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis.
Have you tried...
I don't go out often, but yes.
But you are not responsible.
Am I not? Dad?
Would it ease tensions with your father?
Can't say.
Why is that? Goodbye.
Even my dreams are so...
So pale, my lord. Would you like me to revive you?
Hello. Tell me about Richard. Hello, Camellia. Come on, girl. Very well.
Steady, boys! We've got one of them here! Stay back, beast! Steady, boys! We've got one of them! Die, vermin! Bloody crew! on to us! Leech spotted! Watch out!
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Get back at the grave! I'll take his head! Burn it, boys! Die, Let's see how it likes a bit of fire! I'll take his head, Vampyr! Leech spotted! Watch out, boys! I'll send you back to the bloody grave! Over there! There's one of those birds!
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed.
Hiding your true appetites behind a facade.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan.
No need to apologize, my lady.
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
I must confess I have not put an end to the blackmail, my lady. Unfortunately, I could not bring myself to do it.
I'm so disappointed in you, Jonathan.
Lady Ashbury, you yourself admitted how ridiculous the sum...
Well, you are full of surprises, aren't you, Jonathan?
I believe I could agree to that.
And since a lady always keeps her promises, I will not...
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you...
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate...
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London vampire society.
And no one suspects...
As you well know, suspicion has...
Why did you save...
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some...
William Bishop wasn't the...
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Skal...
What type of...
Not a true vampire. The deformed off...
I know this is beyond...
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen.
Very well. But I believe there is more to...
A lady has to have some.
And who bestowed...
My maker. He...
I've been hearing a voice.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of...
How could this...
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their...
Excuse my forwardness.
Me? Goodness no.
A vampire?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and...
Are you?
Yes, I am. We are the closest...
So we are Ekons?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires. But all vampires are not Ekon. We are
I don't understand. Why was I...
That is a question only the one who made you can answer.
So me being a vampire...
I very much doubt it, Jonathan.
I'd like to avoid creating another...
The process is dangerous. It could even...
I've been away from London and England for 3 years. This isn't...
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that.
What is it, you...
Fear has long since flown this form.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked.
Though I can't be certain. More than likely, it was...
Once glory...
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous.
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society. And like all the...
Are there many vampires?
Immortals are of a rare breed.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea...
You mean your maker?
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night.
Will they all be as...
I do not see why not. But remember...
That sounds like a less...
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is...
I bid you for... I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
We're so lucky to have Dr. Reed, you know. I met him in New York.
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scows. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it. Carnage. Is Father Whitaker's disciple among the body? This man's far too old to be Samuel. No. By the look of his clothes, this man's a docker. Samuel isn't here. I had better follow the blood trail. As I feared, Samuel no longer preaches the good word. This is despicable.
Cordial can be the answer to all your problems, as long as you have the money. Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough Cordial. When science fails you, this elixir...
Good evening.
How is the...
When people buy guns instead of...
I'd like to see...
Good evening.
You look ill.
I have no doubt it will.
Well, there you have it.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. Perhaps we'll talk again.
When science fails you, this elixir...
Good evening, Ben.
I'm afraid not, Miss...
You don't seem...
I always feel ill, sir. It's like
I can try to have...
The war destroyed me.
A gun? Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Doctor. Yes?
How is Nurse?
I don't know what you told her, what kind of deed.
Do you need some...
I am very tired, but that it...
Well, I think you do.
Free drug?
How is this?
We hold on, despite the epidemic.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu. Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Dr. Reed. Come on in.
You again? I'm not easily scared.
Can I offer...
Keep your medicines for us.
There is a...
All right. I'll take...
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson. Good evening, Harry.
Sure. Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
So?
I'm not bothered.
Do you need any
I'm feeling okay.
Do you need any medical...
I'm feeling okay.
Goodbye, young man.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Good evening.
It's Father Whitaker, my son. So, are you still lost in your rational
Tell me the reason why you despise Joseph Larrabee so much, Tobias.
A faithless shepherd is the worst criminal, for he leads his flock to the abyss by disregarding the right path. God smote this...
I only met him briefly, but he seemed a dedicated man who tried to provide guidance.
Do you not believe in punishment, my son? I am not talking about the law of men. I am talking about judgment from heaven.
I believe in the logical and factual organization of everything in the universe. God, if...
Armageddon is upon us, Dr. Reed. The final
Tobias Whitaker, confess why...
I have done what no one was ready to do. I will smite the flesh of the unclean to protect the righteous.
You are just another heartless murderer, exploiting the epidemic to kill...
No! No. The only way to contain the spread is to strike at the source itself.
You're not the savior of London. You're just a glorified sadist.
I take no pleasure in this awful cleansing, Dr. Reed. I am only driven by the thousands of innocents I set.
Why did you send Samuel to...
I sent him on a vision.
A laughing...
This epidemic is her feast. The announcement...
But who is she? Why did you...
I sent him on a vision.
You sent... Good evening.
His father would...
Tobias...
I have done what no one was
You are just an...
No!
You are...
No! No. The only way to contain the spread is to strike at the source itself. The proliferating sick.
You're not the savior of London.
I take no pleasure in this awful cleansing, Dr. Reed. I am only driven by the
I have found Samuel, your disciple.
I already expected the worst. He should already...
Yes, he is now.
Samuel steadily made donations to our corps.
Your disciple, Samuel, stole from the dead in Stonebridge Cemetery. I have proof of his crime, and proof of his death.
No! Samuel was the best of us. So devoted, so zealous. He gave all he had for the cause. He tirelessly preached the good word.
He defiled the dead with his petty thefts.
Think what you will. When this city is saved, he will be praised for his devoted fortitude. He walked boldly into the mouth of abomination.
Your precious Samuel used you.
If that's true, then he will be my burden to bear during this endless night.
How is the sanitary?
Don't you hear the trumpets?
Don't you fear?
Faith gives me all I need, my son.
No doubt your faith will prevail, but let me give you some extra.
Blessed be your...
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye. Good evening, Mr. Nethercott.
And good evening to you too, my good sir.
Do you need medical...
Do you have...
Hello again. Very well.
Stupid newborn! I'll stand you back! Bloody monster! Get them weapons ready! We found one! That's a live fire! Over there! One of them vermin! Burn, you fucker!
Hello, sir. Sorry to disturb you at this hour. I'm a doctor inquiring about the epidemic. May I come in?
A doctor, you say? No, thank you.
It cannot be safe for a blind man to live here alone. Let me enter, sir. I swear I mean you no harm.
Well, a voice never lies, and yours clearly is the voice of a gentleman. All right, Doctor, come on in. Tell me, how do you see the world these days?
It's locked, all right.
So what is the name of my...
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. As I already explained to you, I'm inquiring about the epidemic.
Dr. Reed? The eminent surgeon? My God, I'd never have expected...
You flatter me, sir.
No, sir, I am flattered. I read...
And what else have you learned about me, Mr. Swanborough?
I know you assisted Professor Carell in France, and...
Yes. Those were frustrating but exciting days. I loved it.
Yes, the thrill of research and discovery. This is what drives people like us, Dr. Reed. Oh, how I...
Does someone take care of you in this?
My sister Loretta and I have our daily routine.
Do you not appreciate?
Loretta is the best and worst thing that happened to me.
Where does your...
Well, let's just say...
What's so amusing about that?
I won't hide the truth from you. Loretta...
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
I hear them hissing and scratching at my door every night. The sick made mad by the fever. But these walls are thick, and my lock is solid.
Why does your sister feel so...
Because she knows I'll never forgive what she did to me.
You run an illegal business with someone you hate?
I don't hate my sister. She looks after me, we have a good time. But I'm just not ready to forgive her.
How?
I hear them hissing and scratching at my door every night. The sick.
Do you know Braille, Mr. Swanborough?
I'm no expert, but I learned it in my spare time, yes.
I found a strange document entitled Cure for Blindness.
Really? Is that some kind of sick joke?
Here it is.
This letter seems authentic.
Could it be of any use to you?
No. This page is just a part of a lot.
Goodbye, Mr.
What can I...
You seem
Actually, I feel...
No. Goodbye.
Tell me, how do you see the world these days?
It's locked, all right.
Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool.
Gotcha! Yeah! You cannot win this! You're feeble!
Are you all right, Miss Shun?
My name is Xiao Shun. This is the proper way to address someone in my country.
I do apologize.
Yes, I am. This is the only
How do you feel?
I don't feel good, Dr. Reed. Not at all.
You should recover quickly after taking this.
Thank you, Doctor.
Tell me how your husband died, Xiao Shun.
Matthew died of the Spanish flu, like so many others. It's a mundane cause of death these days, but for me it meant the end of the world.
At this time, there is so little medical science can do to defeat this terrible epidemic. I'm truly sorry.
The worst thing is not his death, even if it tears me apart. The worst is not to have seen it coming, to have lost him so quickly, even before realizing it.
Did he hide his condition from you?
Matthew was a smiling type, a happy sort. Everything that I am not. Did he laugh at his death to come, or did he not realize what was going to happen? I'll never know.
The Spanish flu may be the worst disease mankind has ever faced. Why are you blaming yourself?
You don't understand. I didn't know he was so sick. I didn't realize the gravity of his situation until it was too late.
As harsh as this sounds, we are all equally vulnerable to this awful disease. It can take the strongest man in just a couple of days.
I never said goodbye to Matthew. We never realized how bad it was. We laughed about it even. He always made me laugh. Now I don't have enough tears to shed.
Are you on your own? Do you have any friends or family who you could be with?
I have family and friends, but I need to be here alone. One day maybe I'll go back to them, but not now. I need silence, and I need sadness.
I've seen many deaths in my life, and we all grieve in our own way. Some stay silent, or need to shout. Others need company, and some just can't stand it.
Thank you for your sincere words, Dr. Reed. I sense you trying to help me.
Are you a doctor yourself? Is this why you feel so guilty for not saving your sick husband?
No, I am not. But I still need to blame someone for Matthew's death. And who else, if not—
I'm a physician. One of the best in the country.
Why tell me this? Is it supposed to make me—
She will rest in this cemetery forever. And I'll spend it—
May I ask what caused the death of your sister?
You could say she was also killed by a terrible disease. A disease I have
Thank you for sharing that with me, Dr. Reed. Maybe it's time we start to rebuild our lives, you and I.
You should go home now.
I think you're right.
Thank you for your company, Xiaoshun. Take care on the way home.
Maybe I'll see you again in WhiteChapel.
You realize you can't stay here forever, don't you?
Why? Why should I go? Since this is the only place I can find peace of mind.
You're right. I believe silence has a curative effect for the pain we feel. I suppose it provides space for reflection.
You sound like you're no stranger to the pain I feel.
Let's just say, I too have a good reason to visit cemeteries at night.
Please accept my condolences for your loss then, Dr. Reed.
How is—
My only relief is that my Matthew—
Goodbye for now.
Matthew. The world has gone completely mad.
one of them vermin!